of the Spider Queen. And on the left, in blue once more, is the current champions of the Nexus Rumble. It's Tactical Suicide with Idragoch on the Lyric, Ibim Zayaber on the Stukov, Bronze Forever on Gul'dan, Mixin on Lucio, and Cabal on ETC. I just realized Ibim Zayaber on Hanzo. I misspoke there.
Well, on the right-hand side, it's their challengers. It's the Cookie Munchie monsters themselves. And they're doing quite well. They're in red. And it's Makaku on Stukov. We've got Chemo playing Mephisto, the cuddly bear that he is. We've got Nadrakilinar. I can't say his name right at all, so apologies when you watch this back on the VOD later. It's Garrosh with arguably the biggest biceps in the game. Some say Diablo, some say Garrosh. It's all about that throw-in. And we've got Okebap playing Tychus.
Wow.
And how do you say the Russian name again?
Jadina.
Say that again?
Jadina.
Jadina is playing Diva. There we go.
Some would say Jadiva.
Jadiva is playing Jadiva.
As Nadra now steps up. Look, now this is the thing, is Cabal on the ETC going to control the Garrosh a lot, but what they can't really control is Chemo on that Mephisto coming in, chunking them down. And until, let's say, level 16, Lucio might struggle to heal that kind of damage. So we'll see how they play it, but definitely a lot of chipping down coming from Chemo on the Mephisto.
Well, another thing that I'd like to see is where Tychus is going to go with this, because we've had Tychus for 75% of the games tonight, and in those games, Tychus has had a mix between the bigger they are and in the rhythm. So I don't know which way they're going to go with this. It could, honestly could go either way. Interesting. Whereas, like, when you see a Johanna, it's Laws of Hope at level 1 every single time, unless they want more Iron Skin, in which case, you know, you take... what's it called?
Hold your ground.
Hold your ground.
The Diva mech got killed by the Lyric, by the way, in the bottom siege camp fight, but obviously Lyric can't stay and trade with Tychus as well. So, yeah, I mean, Hanzo's going to come down and rotate for this, but they're not going to be in time to contest that camp. So the siege camp has been picked up by the Munchies. They've got themselves a nice little extra pushing potential, but, of course, Tactical Suicide going for their Bruiser camp nice and early, get that picked up, and that's going to be rolling in the mid lane, and that's something for Mephisto.
Here we go, and it's the bigger they are. So the bigger they are has been played out of 2 out of 3 games. So interesting. I would have thought it'd be fitty with it in the rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, well, who knows? I think the bigger they are is the more common pickup there from Tychus. But now Garrosh steps in, gets the stun onto Lucio, but they just can't catch onto Mixin because he's always got the poop. He's always got a bit of mobility. So they need more than just a Garrosh stun to catch onto them. But maybe later on with the Stukov silence or a Stukov root, that's how you'll punish the Lucio.
Yeah, and that could really throw things out of control. But Tactical Suicide Squad at the moment putting quite a lot of pressure on gates and evading capture. There's no deaths yet, and each side is completely even Stevens in terms of how many gemmies they picked up. But Mixin's been thrown in. They finally get the catch that they've been looking for, but they don't have enough damage, and Mixin roller skates his way to safety. But who isn't safe, Karas?
Lyric is not safe. Idragoch on the Lyric got picked up by the Diva there in that 1v1, and that's going to be a little bit of missed XP for Lyric, but not a huge amount. No, I mean, look, the Lucio, that's exactly what you were saying, Halloween, in the setup, but look at the control onto Garrosh. Look at the chunking he's taken from the ETC and the Lucio. Not enough, though, to bring down Nadra.
Not enough.
But yeah, so Lucio, they threw Mixin in, and then he just booped one away and dashed away, and with the push off, and so not too much of a threat. The thing with Lucio is if he's CC'd, he dies very, very easily, and if he's not,
Stukov caught out of position. Cabal power slides over his chest. Mixin keeping the pace up, but Makaku manages to escape.
Cabal though,
Cabal, however, what? Oh my god! And this is why Tychus is like first ban material these days. That is just a joke. Look how low the whole team is. Because Tychus is just in there.
Well, it was also Chemo on Mephisto, don't forget, to putting out a serious amount of damage with the Shade. And so huge play from both Tychus and Mephisto there. The Tychus punishing the ETC and the Mephisto really bringing down all of his comrades. Now, the grenade from Tychus just trying to keep people at bay. Lucio goes in, little flirting there with Garrosh just to keep him on his toes. But I don't think...
Garrosh is struggling here. He's trying to get in 23 gemmies and he just keeps getting stopped.
Yeah, and now ETC's respawned. That took so long. ETC's respawned and got back to the mid lane. Level 7 talents in for both teams, so it is neck and neck on the talents, but it is a half a level lead in terms of experience.
He's not going to get this. Garrosh is not going to get this. He just keeps going back. Like, you know, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And that's what's happening there.
Well, what Garrosh is trying to do with that is to make a chance to punish somebody, but in the meantime, of course, Kimo on the Mephisto took a lot of damage, falls down to 300 HP, but eventually it's D.Va who secures the hand in. Jadina on the bottom lane.
Well done to Jadina for sure for getting that in. Kimo manages to hearth Mac and get his chemotherapy, and now he's back to full health.
Absolutely. So, again, what Garrosh was trying to do there with that, trying to pay again and again, was just to create chances, like just wait for Hanzo or Lucio to make a mistake in the interrupt, force them to commit just too deep, get a throw. Obviously that didn't work out in the end, but it created enough space for D.Va to turn in at the bottom. Lyric got to be careful here, doesn't want to get picked off by Tychus and drop 13 gemmies. So goes in.
Well, remember, they're half a level away from heroic abilities here. They're going to hit 10 with a significant advantage and be able to push this in even harder. So they kind of want to keep. I would have thought they want to keep the Web Weaver alive as much as possible, but they've changed the bottom lane. Is either God going to fall?
Maybe. 45 HP. In comes Lucio with the heal. Not enough. But the D.Va mech might get punished. But the level 10s are in now. Exactly as you said. Mixing on the Lucio. Got to step back. Doesn't have the HP to tank. Even like stray auto attacks coming out from any of the opponents here. The Mephisto ult comes in and does try to secure the kill, but doesn't actually get the kill on Mixin because of the tap.
So, micro missiles picked up there for Jadiva.
Yes, absolutely. And that's going to put a lot of damage out when they need it. But so here's the thing: is the Odin was used. If Gul'dan lives here, then when the level 10s come in for tactical suicide, we may see tactical suicide force a fight because they are effectively now 3 heroics up, and that's that's effectively 60% as being 6% as good as being level 10 up. Now they want to go in, stop the Garrosh paying his 34. So much poke here, Nedra Canela, but there's the slide onto Mephisto. Corruption comes out onto Kimo. The Horrify not quite cast there, so doesn't get any control onto Mephisto.
Into the fray was reused really effectively there by Garrosh, managing to save his teammate there. That was quite good. Nothing out of the ordinary, I would say, on the side of tactical suicide. The Entomb, the Mosh, the Dragon's Arrow, these are all fairly standard. In comes the Dragon's Arrow now, though.
There's an Entomb, though, absolutely savage, and the Horrify on top. The bomb from D.Va will zone, but Garrosh has already fallen. And they still couldn't kill Mixin on the Lucio. They threw him in, they actually managed to taunt him, but credit to Mixin, what they managed to do is dash out before the taunt went off, so when they got taunted, they were on the opposite side of... Kimo, though, gets controlled with the push off from Mixin on the Lucio.
No, do you know what that was? As soon as Kimo went in with his shade, right, Cabal instantly just started walking towards him, going, I know where you're going to teleport back to. And as soon as he came back, power slid over him, putting himself between him and his escape. Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the dangers of playing Mephisto so aggressively, is you effectively, when you press shade, you give your name and address to your opponents, and you say, this is where I will be in a few seconds. Would you like to come and pay me a visit? And
if lost, please return to.
Yes, exactly. And of course, ETC, as you said, Cabal steps up and says, hello, you're coming back here now, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you've got no tank around for you because he's already dead. There's going to be no into the fray this time. Well, with that in mind, the Web Weavers have landed, and tactical suicide are going to push on in the mid lane. They don't have themselves level 13, but they are approaching it. And once they get those top towers, that'll be close. But here comes the Hanzo Arrow onto Stukov. The push off from Mixin jumps in. Can he get taunted into trouble here? Thrown into the Mephisto damage, or maybe slightly saved. But in comes the
Mephisto! Are you going to get him? Yes! Oh, Garrosh goes down for it, though. Right, so Mixin has been, as you would say, ETC in solo lane, literally unkillable. Until that moment there. So well done to the Munchies for getting Mixin, but you paid for it with like 2 other heroes. And wow, you know, it was a convincing defense though. They managed to save top keep nonetheless.
Yeah.
So lots of drama going on here.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
the Nexus Rumble this tense every week?
It's usually pretty tense, yeah, but now, wow, Tigers, you're going to get punished there. That's a huge loss to control. Tigers tears him down, but look how much he's been saved by the Stukov healing. Opkabaf is literally still alive, partly because of the Relentless Soldier at level 7, which gives him that 30 armor when he gets stunned for 3 seconds. Now, Garrosh comes in once. Look at the boot from Lucio, just controlling that Dracanula. And of course, all the time, Leoric sucking him off. And he's not really enjoying it.
He wasn't. I'd go as far as to say that it was costing him his life.
every time Garrosh is coming near, Hanzo is poking him. EDZ pushes back. Lucio with the boop. Now comes in. ETZ this time slides to safety. Gul'dan though a little bit exposed. D.Va starting to do some work and there's no slide available for Cabal. D.Va chasing on. Jardina doing so much work. But look at the Entomb from Leoric in the back to shut the exit. Maybe this is going to turn into a trap, but no. They need to get away, especially as those web weavers are going to be landing in just a few seconds.
Excellent bomb by D.Va. That's stopped their exit. Cabal takes it to the chin like Robocop.
But he might be okay. No, because the Mephisto wall comes out and finishes the job with the help of the roots that came out from Stukov and the silence. And of course, Gul'dan gets picked off as well by Jadiva. And that's going to be a big push in this bot lane with the Sea Giants and the Web Weavers landing in just a few seconds here. This could even be a core threat Halloween. And they're already a game up in this series.
What are we looking at here? Honestly, Cabal was in no danger of dying. And then suddenly just died. He popped faster than the weasel.
Now that this is Sea Giants and the Web Weaver on the core, and with Hanzo's trying to go in and put a threat, Mixin's there, puts a bit of damage. That's a Hanzo arrow onto Jadiva, but I think they're going all the way. This might be GG. It might be GG right now. 11 minutes and 38 seconds is GG.
Wow.
Well played.